One of the two parties, in the form of President Obama and this very high-profile Senate candidate, Elizabeth Warren in particular, are trying to say the system shouldn't be so broken. The system can be fixed so that it does address mainstream Americans' concerns and not just the concerns of the people who are doing great right now and the people who screwed us over, i.e. Wall Street. Is the message itself important that they are even trying, or do they need to be offering something very concrete that'll make a difference in people's lives in order to connect people back to the political system?
I go really back and forth on this, right? Because at a certain level that message is diluted because we all know that Barack Obama raises tons of money from Wall Street. And Nancy Pelosi, God bless her, who I love and think is a great politician and has great politics, also raises a lot of money from Wall Street. They all do. They all have to. That's the way the system works. And people,
that's where all the money is.
That's where all the money is. And the point that you made actually in the opening is a really important one. The very perverse and vicious cycle of the disparate sort of recoveries we have is that there's even more money in Wall Street now, and politicians are growing more dependent on fundraising from Wall Street, which is really, really perverse. So I think that message is diluted by the campaign finance system we have, where it is harder for people to credibly believe the distinction is as great as they would want it to be. And then it's partially a product of the fact that Republicans are able to obstruct and subvert and destroy a lot of the initiatives that really would help working class people.
What's going to happen with this protest movement? It's starting to spread around the country. People are starting to move beyond, I think, the frustration, the perceived, I think, impotence of direct action politics, which I think is just a class which is just about that as a political tactic, as a class. As it doesn't go away and as it spreads to other movements, do you see the political system on the left embracing it at all, or do you think it stays outside the system?
I think, so there was a report in Crain's today about a bunch of New York City unions that are going to go down and join the protests on Wednesday, which I think was a sort of major step. The transit workers, particular transit workers, are a good militant union. They had a strike here in New York a few years ago. So I do think that people understand that even if they felt some misgivings at the beginning, or I don't know what the demands are, and I understand those. I mean, I had those same feelings myself in the beginning, that there is some actual genuine energy here. And you know what? At the end of the day, I was having this conversation with someone else. What else is working right now?
Yeah.
Honestly, look around you. What else is working? People feel like, well, let's take a flyer on something else.
Direct action, for all the frustrations that it causes, it very often gets the goods. It really does. Yeah. In a way that doesn't get much credit. Chris Hayes, editor-at-large of The Nation.